Welcome. Sorry we're
What's up,
late.
everybody?
We're waiting for everybody to get on board and get our shit together, but we're here.
First ever episode, number 1.
Yes, the debut of Ladies' Night, where we will talk about God knows what. And we have our first pervert in the chat. Big D.
Oh, goodness.
Imagine that.
I've got my
Of
oil.
course he would do it. Of course he would say something.
Oh, good Lord. Yes, Dan helped pick the music. He thought it sounded
It was a good one, Dan. Very good. Very good.
I went through, I don't know how much music trying to find themes. And then we picked that one.
I think you did good.
I went on a date with a guy and he kind of freaked me out like the first day. And I have forever since then called him 50 Shades of Grey. So, because when I see him, that's yeah.
Did he have a red room?
Him at the grocery store the other night, and I was like, "Oh, I got to get the hell out of here."
No,
Did
I don't blame
take you to the produce aisle.
Right. Try to lay the moves on you.
It scared me. Hey man, when I left his house, I was just like, do I need to call the cops for a wellness check? Is there somebody locked up behind that door or what? And I got the hell out of there. So
Good Lord.
Hey Laura.
That's a story for a paid show.
My bestie's in here.
Hello, Laura.
Well, hello.
Good to know, Steve. We really don't need to know that.
Hello, Puddin'.
Hello, Puddin'.
Steve, really?
Hi.
Yeah.
He had a red room, and that's where he kept his victims hostage. It was not a red room. There's a difference, right? Steve.
No. Bye.
It's okay, Jen. We relate too. Us women are never on time. Y'all need to just, if men haven't figured that out by now, yeah, figure it out. We're always late.
So, ladies, go ahead and get to our topic, which is dating advice.
Ooh.
Do's, what don'ts. Who wants to start first?
Some of y'all.
Now, this is a little while for me. I haven't dated in over 13 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a while.
Well, since I've been on the dating scene, my trick is that I really don't pick anybody close to home because you tend to run into too many people that, you might already know or knows too much about you or you know too much about them. And it's like, no, I'd rather have a stranger, somebody that I know nothing about, and you could start fresh. So, my friends.
I would go the other route, just knowing how I am. I would be on my Intellus. I would find out Facebook, any social media. I'd go that route. Nowadays, you kind of got to.
Well, like when you're on the like Facebook dating, you don't know their last name unless they offer it right away.
There's this really nice app on your phone through Google. You press the camera button, point it at a picture, and it finds who that person is.
Oh, you'll have to tell me more about that. But
I
am kind of seeing somebody, so I have turned off my Facebook dating, so I have it on hold. So so I'm off the market right now.
Oh boy.
Hoping it's serious, huh?
Yeah.
Well, have stories.
Missouri wasn't working out so well, so now I'm gone the other way and I'm gone to Indiana. So
well, there you go. Wait, where are you located at?
Where am I?
Yeah.
I'm down in Gillespie, like an hour south of Springfield.
Oh, so you're really going out there ways.
Well, so he's like 2 hours straight east of me.
Okay.
It's really no different than when I was
So,
seeing
like-
a guy in Hannibal who was 2 hours west of me. So
Okay.
it's all interstate. Except I got stopped on the interstate the other night. It was at a dead stop for 3.5 hours.
Oh, good lord.
Oh,
I got home
That-
at 2:45 in the morning.
Yeah, no.
hell no, screw that.
I'd rather stay in, like, in Illinois. So this way you're not driving, like, here, there, out of town, all that stuff. You know?
Well, I mean, it's right across the state line, so it's not that bad. But
Yeah.
and
right.
if you want
Huh?
cheap gas, Effingham, Illinois is only like $3.19 right now. So I don't know.
Oh, what
understand
the
why-
hell?
I don't know why it's so cheap over there, but it is.
She
Because
was
it's Illinois.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I only put gas in my car every 2 weeks because I drive 1 weekend to work and then I stay home a week, and so I don't really use my car that much.
Well, I
I
try
only
not
put
to
like
use my
2% at a time.
Well, hell, don't your kids use your car more than you do, Amanda?
Yeah, I drive them everywhere. But cheesy pickup
Huh.
lines. What is a cheesy pickup line you think?
For us or for them?
I would say for them. I mean,
Hmm.
my favorite one in particular is say, "Hey, you look like an angel, you because you fell from heaven," right? Like, what the hell? Wait, that didn't sound.
Yeah. There's all kinds of cheesy ones.
What's your guys' favorite cheesy pickup line?
I don't even know. I can't think of any.
Jason mentioned one. Nice shoes. You want to fuck?
Oh, wow. That's just, wow.
Hmm.
Sorry, I know we kind of jumped that one.
Gosh, I don't.
There's a reply for you.
Let's see.
Reply.
Yeah.
Dug my way up from hell. Yeah.
No.
Good Lord.
Let me see. Another one would be. I'm gonna let.
Wow, Dan says, is there a mirror in your pants? Because I can see myself in them. Oh my God. Who is that guy I follow? There's a guy that his reels like popped up on my phone one day, and he's real cheesy. He's like on roller skates. He reminds me of Bubba the Baker, I swear to God. He's got the mustache, you know, and the glasses like Bubba the Baker.
Sydney's got a good one. Yep. Oh. Why are you not in Hollywood? You look like all the other movie stars. This one's a good one. Oh, wow. No.
Daddy must have been a jewel thief because he stole all the diamonds in the world and put them in your eyes. Oh, that's kind of sweet. There's some sweet ones, but there's some really cheesy
There's some
ones.
good ones, yeah. That's little right there. Let's see. Another one of course Steve would want to know.
Steve's sitting there taking notes right now. I
He's
guarantee
yeah,
it.
down.
He's-
He
okay.
can't write fast enough. He's probably doing screenshots with his phone.
Probably.
Big D has a question saying, I have been watching a lot of female equality videos. Lately, women's standards are set so damn high, men can't meet them. Is that a case for y'all or a topic for later? I think we could make that a topic for later, maybe, if y'all agree.
Mm.
What do you think?
I don't know.
I mean,
I feel like mine are pretty low.
yeah, mine are pretty low too. I mean, for me, looks
I
is
feel
a
I need to
plus.
have mine higher, to be honest.
Right. For me, it's looks is a plus, but personality is more what I'm attracted to. I mean, you gotta have a very, very good personality for me.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm a sucker for pretty eyes and smile.
well, Cindy has a case. Steve will rewatch this
Yeah.
show so many times. Let's see. Another one is. I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything. Let's see.
Did we lose
You know,
Holly?
okay, so the guy I'm seeing now, I actually started the conversation. And so he used to race. Well, his profile said that he liked dirt track racing. And my line was, "Oh, well, it's hard to pass up a fellow dirt track fan." And he fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. And we've been talking for a month ever since, and been hanging out, and it worked like a charm. So, woo! So that
I
was
was
my
trying to
cheesy.
correct my sound. Is
Dan,
my mic sound
Dawn's
better
got a
now,
good
Dan?
one.
Yeah, we can hear you. Loud and
Okay.
clear.
Got a good one.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, never
That's definitely his line. But it works. It works because he obviously gets girls over to take pictures. So
right.
To fall back on what you like in a guy or what we were touching on, I personally have always gone for guys that literally have made me laugh. Some of them have, like one guy I have in particular in my head, I don't know why, but he was dog ugly. But you know what? His personality and the way he could make you laugh made him good looking. It truly did.
Mhm. Well, it's
I agree.
the last guy that I was seeing. It wasn't until after we weren't seeing each other that I was like, there was just really no sense of humor there. And I don't know, it might have been just bad timing because, his mom was dying and then she did pass away. And I think maybe I just met him at a bad time. There really wasn't anything in his life to laugh about. So, maybe it was just bad timing, but I was just like, I need that humor. I need somebody that can banter with me and can go back and forth, and we can throw out cheesy, I mean, we talk about, I'm like, all right, who's on your cheat list? Who, don't give me this. You're not going to look at that hot chick walking by, because if you don't, there's something wrong with you. I'm like, we're all human. Look, I'm
Right.
not. I'm like, okay, if you got one opportunity to go be with some celebrity, who would it be? I'll flat out tell you who mine is. I ain't shy. I'm like, you better just look the other way and accept it. So, and then it kind of starts a funny conversation, because then they're like, oh, okay, I mean, but I mean, you gotta laugh about it, I mean, because it's never going to happen, but it's a funny conversation to have. So,
Right.
Right. First dates. What do you think a guy needs to do on a first date to win your heart over? I mean, I am very cheap. I'm a cheap girl. I'm not into like expensive restaurant gifts, expensive gifts, anything like that. I am cheap. So, what do you guys think? What would someone have to do on a first date to impress you guys?
Manners.
Manners, yeah, that is a big one.
Manners. I would think it wouldn't have to be anything crazy, but it would just, I would, I don't think that they should have to necessarily pay the first the first time. I kind of get away from that nowadays, but just be a gentleman, because I'd like to know that there's some old school values there in some ways. Now I can get raunchy with the rest of them, but if you're genuine and you're just, you have manners. Manners is a big thing for me when you're, with someone.
Open a door. Don't just open a door and walk in before me, or
Mhm.
Right. Right.
I
With
still like
me,
some of that old school stuff.
with me, it's like if you want to pay on the first date, more welcome. You want me to pay on the first date, more welcome. Or we can go Dutch. I'm not very picky on who pays. But tell me beforehand so we know
Right.
what's going on,
Right.
you know?
I just
And
don't.
don't propose on the first date.
I don't
Don't
expect
propose on
it,
the
but
first
it's
date.
nice.
Right.
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
expect it, but it's nice.
right.
Definitely.
And then, if we go out again, like the next time I'll be like, well, hey, you got last time, I'll get this time.
Right.
Or
You know?
even if it's something simple like last weekend we went, like he paid our way into the racetrack, and then when we went to the snack bar, I'm like, I got this, for crying out loud, I can buy, plate of nachos, it ain't gonna kill me, so
Right.
Right.
you
I
just
mean,
$40 to get us in.
nowadays it's like I don't know. I don't want to invest a lot of effort into somebody right away because there's so many, I don't know, maybe I'm cynical on that, but there's so many times that you put so much, into someone beforehand and then you're like, wasn't worth it. So I don't even blame a guy for not wanting to, pay for everything on a first date nowadays, especially with the prices.
Mhm.
And Dylan's right. Sometimes manners do get guys in trouble with women anymore. That's more than I was referring to earlier. More women expect to be catered instead of being equal partners things. I believe in the equal partner things. If you pay for a date the first time, okay, hey, I got the second time, or if you want to split it, split it. I'm not really big on anything really to the point where the date itself, I want to spend time with you, get to know you, you know?
I think what he's saying is that, like, nowadays, the way that so many women are independent, that if a man tries to use, their manners on them, they take offense to it. They're like, oh, I can do it. I'm a female. I think that's what he's touching on that. And, to that, the problem with that is the sensitivity things. Some females, they want to be gung-ho and, I'm independent. I'm a woman's woman. I can do it all on my own. I don't need a man. That's great. But I mean, I think somewhere it gets it's too much, because then in the next sentence, you want them to buy you this or buy you that or treat you to this. So I can see where he's coming from on that. I guess that's probably something nowadays that you'd have to just ask up front and be like, look, I need to know how you would feel if do you want your chair? Do you want your door open? Do you want your chair pulled out? What kind of things do you expect from me? Because
Right.
this day and age, you just never know.
We're not mind readers.
Right.
We're not.
I
We
was
will
with
tell you what we want.
I was with a deadbeat for 20 some years. So, it was hard for me to get used to somebody taking care of the bill, or even driving, just so much fell on me that it was hard for me to get used to. But, it was nice being able to be the passenger. It was nice for somebody else to whip out their wallet and pay for dinner, or because mine was an alcoholic, wouldn't keep a job most of the time, and I just why I kept him around, I don't know, but
My
there was a
girls'
few
first
reasons.
dad. My girls' first dad was an abusive asshole. But when I first met Jason, it was like, okay, this guy, something's with this guy, I don't know what. And he actually got me out of a lot of things, He got me to the point where I am today. There's a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
Do I still have bad times? Yeah, everyone has bad times, but we get back into routine,
No, I will say my husband was very much a gentleman. He always, when he took me out, even, before we got together and stuff, he always pays. To this day, he still pays when we go out. Now, granted, I'm not saying that I always let him, but he still always tries to. Uh-oh.
Right. Where's Christina?
I don't know. I think we lost her.
Probably internet.
Probably.
Yeah. I think a lot of times, in the dating scene, they're trying to impress. So on that first date, they are on their best behavior. They're, and then after, it's like, hey, let's just, let's be a little more casual. Hey, let's just go somewhere simple, because it's like we're going somewhere. I don't want to say fancy, but it's like I'm okay with just going and getting a burger. I mean, we don't have to go somewhere that's outrageous prices, or that's not really what I'm into anyway. I'm fine with going to Arby's. Let's get a beef and cheddar. I don't care.
Right.
I don't need to go to that fancy restaurant, Italian place across town. Once in a while is nice, but that's not going to impress me all the time. So,
Right.
Especially if some of us are working on like a budget in some way, like working from paycheck to paycheck. There's a lot of things we cannot afford, especially like a fancy dinner at a restaurant or anything else. If you want to keep it simple. But like I said, do not take anybody out on a fancy restaurant and expect them to go like half on something when they don't got it.
Unless you're aware ahead of time.
Right.
Set the expectation ahead of time.
Hey man, I just want to throw on a t-shirt and a pair of shorts and let's go. I don't want to have to dig and find something nice and
No.
With me, it's a shirt and sweatpants.
Yeah.
Like
right now we're having date night, and you know what date night is? I go over and I go watch them bowl on Wednesday nights in their adult youth league. That is, that's not really a fancy dancy date night. We go out to eat afterwards, but I have fun. It doesn't. We're spending time together, and
you're getting to know each other.
The very first night, the kid probably did more to impress me than anything. He won me this tiger out of the claw machine.
Aww.
I said, what should I name him? And he gave me his name, and he's like, well, I think you should name him, Keegan the Tiger. And I said, okay, I will name him after you. He will now be Keegan the Tiger forever. So, but I mean, it was just so cute, and I'm like, and it was just funny to watch because his dad was just sitting back watching it, and it was like, the kid was really trying to impress, I think, for his dad. Like, I got that. I got you.
I wanted to touch on a few things here. Like Don was saying in our chat, he says, I think the first date should be airing out who you are. So if you aren't even remotely in the same headspace, you aren't wasting your time. And I agree with that 100%. And then you go on, and Brent, he's talking about like how his first date, they went and got a pizza, and then to Walmart and Target to purchase sleds and went sledding. I think that's adorable, and I would be totally up for something fun like that. I don't think you got to make it expensive. Just make it fun and interesting,
Right.
I went on a first date to Lowe's, for God's sake, around Christmas, because we were joking when we were talking, and I said, I bet your Christmas list is probably like Lowe's or Menards or Home Depot, and I don't know, he said yes or something, and I'm like, hey man, I need to go to Lowe's. I'm like, I'm looking for a new Christmas tree. I'm like, you want to meet there? I'm like, it's well lit. It's gonna be plenty of people there, I'm like, I'm down for that. So yeah, we met at Lowe's, and and then we did end up going to eat. But I mean, it was fun. We met there, we laughed about it, and we walked around, and he's like, "You really need a Christmas tree?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do," and then I was like, we joked about how expensive they were, and I'm like, maybe I'll go home and try to find somebody to fix mine, and I'm like, I'm not really up for paying $400 for a new tree, so.
Tom has said something in the chat about this. Sometimes when Laura and I do our video chats, we don't always talk. Sometimes she does her thing and I do my thing, and we enjoy in the moment being each other. What is show this quiet moments are not awkward, but I send Lori letters and cards out of the blue because it is special and a great surprise for her.
Oh,
That is actually the best thing you can do sometimes, is to do that. And just show them that you're appreciated and this is what you want him. You want him to be in your life and everything else,
Mm-hmm.
Britt's actually said that right here. Some women want expensive meal and expensive night. That's fine. That's not a girl for me. Right. Everybody has their preferences on what you guys want to do with your date, but there are don'ts in this date. So what is one of the don'ts that a guy should remember not to do on a first date?
Chewing with
think?
their mouth open.
That's a good one. Let's see. I think the first date is not expect to have sex the first night on your first date.
Oh, well,
'Cause
definitely.
Yeah. Because sometimes it's like, or Tom said it well, that don't propose on a first date. Jason said, don't whip out your cock out unless they ask. Yeah. Don't ask about exes on the first date. That's a good one, Brent.
I have told him though forever, because, well, and this maybe not on a first date, but they would, refer. Everybody has a past, okay, and if you have kids, and especially at our age, you got kids, you got an ex-wife, you've got 2 ex-wives or whatever, call them my name. Don't just say my ex, my ex, my ex. You had a life with this person. You have children with this person. Call them by their name. I think at some point things weren't always bad, and if we're going to have a relationship, or if we're going to date, the kids are going to probably be involved, or you're going to be talking about them, and show their mother or whoever a little respect. At least call her. It does not bother me. Quit saying my ex, my ex, my ex. I get tired of hearing my ex, my ex, my ex. Just say her name. I don't care. You had a life with her.
Or like what Jen says, don't talk about yourself, ask questions. When you're on a date.
Right, don't talk about yourself. Ask questions like, "Oh, hey, what about you?"
Right, don't make it one-sided.
I did, however, on my first date with Jason, said I have 4 kids, and they're all girls. They're a little bit like awkward.
Poor Jason.
Yeah, they are. But this is before they even became teenagers. At the time, they were still kids. And then, of course, he's like, oh, well, that's okay, And Jason himself had an ex-wife at the time. And he said, well, I had an ex-wife whose daughter was autistic. And, and I've got to meet that little girl. That little girl's awesome in a way. So, let's see. Don't bring up your family that are in jail. Is that a good one? Yeah.
No, but I bet that's an interesting story.
That's true.
It's a good interesting story, I think. I think that one is like.
But now everybody's talking about first dates. So where do you think most people are meeting this day and age for first dates? Because I'm not hanging out in a bar. I'm not going to church to meet anybody. Most of my friends are all married, and all they know is married people. And I, for the longest time, absolutely just, oh my God, just online dating absolutely, one, scared me. And, I just, to me, I thought, oh, that's for losers. And then I finally one day was just like, screw it. I'm going to get on here and I'm going to look. And then I tried it. And the very first person that popped up was, about 20 minutes in, and it was like, oh, well, what color's your underwear? And I'm like, yep, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be. And then the very next one I met turned out to be a fabulous guy. And it didn't really work out, but we're still friends. We still talk, but I just, I wouldn't know where else to go other than, I just,
Right. Well, with bars though, if you go to meet someone in a bar, they have a thing where it's called an angel shot, and they will name the angel shot. Like if it's a really bad situation that where you cannot get out of, all you had to do was say this certain thing, and a bouncer or whoever would escort you out to your car to make sure that date wouldn't follow you.
Oh,
so yeah.
Basically, when you look it up, there's different codes, like she was saying. Like I think there's like an angel shot with a halo or something. I'm trying to find it. Like here's one with a lime. That scenario is you were already a victim or feel extremely likely to become a victim of sexual assault. With a twist of lemon, that one is, it could be an emergency situation. So there's a lot of different ones, but yeah, the angel shot, that's been like known to help quite a few females.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can meet someone at a bar, and then if you feel like this is not going anywhere, but you don't feel safe, you can request that. Also, in a restaurant, if you don't feel safe, you can explain the situation. Hey, you're on a very bad date, and this is getting to the point of where you don't feel safe and you need to leave. I'm pretty sure someone else can help you out, out of this situation.
Where I work, we would have people do that for you. Call you an Uber or whatever we need to do to make sure you're safe, we will do.
Right.
I have a couple friends that absolutely just, they want to know his name, his phone number, his address. Just everything, where I'm going, what time I'm going to be there. If I leave, they want to know what time I've left. I have a couple friends that have looked out for me, since I started, like going and meeting people or, just to be safe. And so they know that I'm okay, that I'm on my way home. They're like, nobody's following you, right? And I'm like, I don't think so, or I might stop and go through a McDonald's and, get a drink on the way home or something, just so I can, but I've really never went on one where they scared me or anything. I've been pretty lucky. So
I had one. Now, granted, this was over 13 years ago. Like I said, I had went on a date with a guy, and I did meet him on a dating site. And the thing about it is, like, I would just go on random dates just to meet guys, just to like have conversations. Hey, we'll go on a first date, whatever. I was just dating, I wasn't wanting nothing serious. But one guy, one time I had went over to my friend's house, and he's like, what are you doing tonight? And I said, I'm busy. I'm at my friend's house. I won't be home till late. Because her and I used to hang out all the time. Her husband worked overnight. So like we would just sit and how you girl talk all night. I am not shit you. It was probably 2-3 in the morning. I'm coming down my street, and I pull in my driveway, and he pulled in behind me.
Ooh.
And he said, I was just in this area. I said, I'm going to one time, get in your truck and leave. And I said, and do not ever contact me again. And he's like, well, what's the matter? I said, this is creepy and scary as shit. And yes,
this
you're
is stalker vibes.
Yes. I said,
S-T-A-K.
You were sitting down the street waiting for me to come home is what he was doing. And And thank God I never heard from him after that. But that was, I mean, I to this day remember it creeped me out. Like the hair on the back of my neck literally stood up.
Mm.
So
Well,
Boba,
I have a house full of people, so I wouldn't have to worry about coming home to an empty house. So, um, you know, I'm kind of lucky there, but that it's a blessing and a problem at the same time.
so Bubba's got a question here, and I think some of us can answer that. Can someone political views change how you feel about them? I
Yes.
try and tend to leave politics out of a conversation, only to the simple fact is you don't know what everybody believes in.
Yeah,
You know?
but if you're in a relationship, he's asking about a relationship.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. I read things wrong
Because
sometimes.
if you're gonna feel some way about them, I'm thinking it's gonna be further down. I mean, yeah, at first it's probably not a big deal, but honestly, I don't think I could be in a relationship with someone long term, seriously, you know, like one's conservative, one's liberal, one's whatever you want to say. You know, there's too much into politics nowadays. It could really cause huge problems, I think.
I mean, if that's like all they talk about, or all their, yeah, that will turn me
It
off.
can affect everything. If one believes, like, if one's liberal and one's conservative, every single thing it can affect between you guys when it comes to money, how you raise children, you know, what you think schooling should be like, because that's all wrapped into all that, unfortunately. I mean, I'm not wanting to talk political views because it's stupid, but honestly, and I mean, it's not stupid, the political views. I don't think that I would necessarily want to bring it into the show as much, because it can turn people off, in my opinion. But I do agree. I mean, I do think it can affect things.
Right.
Well, and with, doing the online thing too, usually by the time you've gone on your first, meeting with them, you've chatted so much, you already know quite a bit. So it's not like you're learning a whole lot on that first date. By then, if you should know enough that it's going to be like, yeah, I want to meet, or I don't want to meet. It's like, yeah, I don't, it's kind of nice knowing you, but I've met somebody else. Sorry, yeah. I think that's the one good thing about it too, is that I'm not meeting somebody the next day after I've met them online. I'm chatting with them for a couple weeks, probably, at least, before I'm agreeing to even probably even consider meeting with them. I'm going to learn as much as I can before I feel comfortable enough to where I'm like, all right, well, yeah, maybe we'll get to, we'll hang out or something. And it's usually even late afternoon during the day, kind of. I mean, I'm not going to just do it at night. It's like, want to hang out during the day.
Brent had a question. He said, is it creepy for a man to come see you at work? Well, I mean, you got to take all these in context. I mean, how long are you dating for? Is it right off the bat? Because, like, if I was dating, say, a man for a couple months even, and he knew it was okay. First, that's the one thing. Like, you can't just go to somebody's work and know if it's okay or not. But if it's okay, yes, go. Say hi. Bring them, flowers. Do whatever you want to do. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, if it's 1 or 2 days in, yeah, probably that's a red flag.
That's a creepy stalker vibe there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, couldn't get in my building, and, since I work from home, you're not coming in my house. So I have 2 beagles that would probably attack you. So.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brent. You said in the top question, you said, is it creepy for a man to come see you at work? And then you said, first meeting for a man to meet you at work. Do you mean like it's another coworker?
I think he means like if you're going to date this person and they looked up to where you work, and then
that's a little stalkerish if you're looking up where I work.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is that what you mean, Brent?
I'm not saying that it's not a bad thing to know where these people work and do background checks or whatever you need to do, but just to show up, that's another thing.
I'm the type of person that I don't trust people, so I'm like on there constantly, Sangamon County Circuit Court records, church and everything. Yeah, I'm like
I
that.
paid for Intellus at one point to find stuff out on people. So yeah, I will go to that level.
Especially if someone's watching my youngest son. Yeah, I go to that level.
Mhm.
Like, okay, well, we're gonna do this, this, and this, and see. Okay, all clear.
I don't like when they lie about what they currently look like either. They'll use pictures.
That one,
old.
catfishing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
That's a huge turnoff right there. Don't be don't be using pictures that are 10 years old and you're portraying yourself as one way, and then you get there and let's see, you're just not that person, and no.
Jennifer, she said, I'd rather the person to meet me at work. I think it depends on where you work too, because like if you're waitressing or something, or you work in an open environment where that's okay, where they have customers, like you couldn't do that where I worked for my first job. But I wouldn't really want them coming to my work either. I mean, if that's the kind of thing you're worried about, meeting an open place, like a restaurant or somewhere, that would work too. But yeah, I think you kind of need to separate your work and that personal life thing up front. I don't think that needs to be something you should entwine, because that's your job. You don't know how long these people are going to be around. That's your bread and butter. I'm not going to put up with that stuff.
Yeah. They couldn't get in my building anyway, so
this is what
other than seeing me in the parking lot.
This is what Brent meant with that question. No, I mean, you're talking to someone, you meet online or whatever, she tells you where she works, you talk to her on the phone all the time, and then you go see her at work. Is that a creepy stalker vibe kind of thing?
No,
I don't think
so.
it is. No, because you already know the person. You already know the person. I mean, if you haven't seen her in picture and she shows up and then you're like, you look nothing like your picture lady, who are you? Then yeah, that would be like, hello, no.
Yeah, if you've been kind of given the green light, like, hey, stop by my work, or
yeah,
right, that, yeah,
you just kind of got to go with the flow of what the other person, like, even though I've been seeing this guy for a month, like, he's not been to my house, I have not been to his house, we've still met at places. Now, I did meet him at his work last week and parked my car there because there's cameras, because we were going somewhere kind of further away. But, he's like, well, it'll be safe back here. It's on camera. And but, we're just not really there yet, I guess, to where we're going to each other's house.
Well,
but he also has kids, a kid, and I'm not just going over there and flopping, and like as if he was a single guy. So I mean, the kid's 12 years old, so
yeah. No, I mean, well, like with Brent, he's saying that, like, and see, that's what I was getting at. You have to kind of know the situation, because like she worked in a restaurant. So like if I was working at my other job where I work in a restaurant and bar, yeah, that's totally cool. And I don't think it was creepy at all. And like you said, you established some sort of
boundaries,
communication with this person, as where if it was my first job, no, don't come see me at work, because that's not the type of job that would be okay. But definitely, I mean, even if we were talking for a while and you like you said, she worked at a restaurant, you did something that made her happy. You knew this would make her happy. So no, I don't feel that was creepy at all.
Right.
No.
But, don't go showing up the next week at, if she works at a bar restaurant, don't be showing up next week with another date or something that, when you
Yeah,
thought
that-
when you
true.
thought things were going good, and then you show up with somebody else. That's not okay.
Okay, I know we touched up on this before. What does everybody think about catfishing? Where you meet this handsome guy online and you show up and there's this guy that is completely a slob. Like, he looks handsome, he's all nice and cut, and then he comes in, he's got a long beard down to his waist, he's wearing
Is
dirty
it-
clothes.
Oh,
Is it-
guys, you guys, I
So
wish
it's
I
a
could
different
show you
picture.
a
Is
picture.
what you're saying.
Oh,
Yeah, that's catfishing.
Yeah, no, I just there's just like you watch the show, so you know how to look it up to see if this person's really doing it, if that's really who it is. I don't know, that's just me. I'm so into looking up everything before and investigating. I'm not going to leave things up to surprise. I think when it comes to my
Yeah.
personal life, I knew
I
too
wish I
many
could
girls
show
that
you.
were just go out there and just go with guys and just weren't safe, and it was just creepy to me. I think as a female, you need to protect yourself more in certain instances.
I wish I could show you this picture. Oh my God. Hot. Oh my God. So hot. Beautiful turquoise eyes and just, And we met, and this is where I was saying, don't use pictures that are, 10 years old, because you show up, now you got dad bod, and you are probably 100 pounds heavier, and you still got them beautiful turquoise eyes, but dude, you do not look like your pictures anymore. That is for damn sure. And it was just, and I'm not saying that I, went solely on that, but I mean, he was just very good looking and very handsome. And then you get there and it's just like, who the hell's this? And I'm like, I mean, don't get me wrong, he was still nice looking, but it was just like, you really need to update your pictures. You're portraying yourself as something you're not. Don't be trying to pick up women based on what you used to look like. Be honest.
Right.
I mean, I got wrinkles. I mean, for God's sake, man, I'm not trying to portray myself that I'm, 35. I'm 55 years old, and and I don't, I got, 2 kids, three bonus kids, and I got, 6 grandbabies. I mean, I am who I am. You either like it or you don't. And if you don't like it, move on. So,
Right.
as somebody told me when I started doing the online thing, when one door closes, 20 more opens. And I'll tell you what, ladies, it is so true. So true. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So,
Yeah, I agree.
I got one I've been talking to, and I'll have to give him up, because I do like this new one. But yeah.
That's good that you found somebody you like.
If you're gonna like be yourself, don't like sit here and actually show who you are. If it comes down to we're not interested, we're not interested. We're not gonna sit here and say, oh, well, you don't look like your picture, so you can go away now. We're just gonna say, okay, why did you lie to me? That's trust issues right there. That's just saying, what are you gonna do down there?
Absolutely.
That's just
If you're
trust.
lying about that, what else are you gonna lie about?
Right. Are you lying to me that you have a wife? Are you lying to me that you're cheating on me already? Or what? What are you hiding?
Right.
Exactly. So
Jen has offers all the time. Well, I bet she does.
I bet, yeah,
It wouldn't shock me in the least.
Hey man, I've had 4 or 5 going in at a time. You know how hard that is to keep up with, ladies? But I tried, but eventually I realized I gotta dwindle it down to like 1 or 2, and now I'm just gonna have to dwindle down to 1. So
right.
I'm
okay
gonna be
with
good. I'm
I
gonna
don't
be
want.
good.
I would be okay with sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've even if I ever got back in that dating field, which would take me forever, which I'm not. I wouldn't even look forward to it. I'm just not interested. Like I want to be by myself, not have to pick up after others. I'm okay with that. But I do love my
Okay.
husband. Don't get
It's
me
good.
wrong.
I have a few friends that I can always keep on the back burner as backup POAs. You know, they're just always going to be there, and so things don't work out. Hey, move on. You know,
Quick
hey, and they're going to be like, hey. So,
another question. What is your perfect guy? I mean, if looks were included, well, looks is always included with some people, but what is your perfect guy?
Kelly Severide on Chicago Fire. Oh, you can't get about much more perfect than that. He is so
Somebody that's emotionally there. It's not so much looks, but somebody that's emotionally there for you. That asks you how your day is when you come home. That thinks about little things to do that would make you happy. Just little things. It doesn't have to be money driven. It doesn't have to be anything like that. So that would be me, because I mean, I don't know, you learn a lot in what you want from your partner, being with somebody for a long time, and those are big ones, big ones for me.
just send a text during the day to just see how your day's going, especially if they know that something's been bothering you or
Yeah, hey honey, thinking about you,
yeah.
just out of the blue.
I've lost two of my closest friends in the last year and a half. And, the guy I was seeing when the first one died, checked in on me a lot and was
Right.
just like, how you doing? You okay? You need anything? If you want to stop by, I'll fix dinner tonight. And I'm like, no, I'm all right. Just knowing that they knew that I was in a bad place, and it just meant a lot. Just that not constant, but just knowing that he was thinking about me enough to reach out. I'm like, some guys had been like, nah, screw that. I'm not that. There was a sensitive side, I guess, that some people actually cared enough to um, be thinking about somebody other than themselves. That was a problem. Not to change the subject completely, but when I did my weight loss surgery, I was talking about this with somebody today, and I had, when I lost the weight, and I had guys that I've known forever suddenly start hitting on me, and I'm like, no, I don't think so. You've known me forever, and this just shows me how shallow you are. That now that I'm skinnier, and now suddenly, you're interested. No, I'm the same person. Um, no, just go away. I don't even want to look at you. And now I've lost like all respect for you that you've even, done that. I just felt really disrespected. It's like I've
Right.
been here all this time, and nothing. And you didn't like me fat, so you ain't gonna get this skinnier either. So but something like that, just I I don't like to see them rude. I mean, there's a time and a place. I mean, we're all, if we see something that we don't like, we're going to be, you know, show our pissy side, or um, but when it's called for. But if they are intentionally or just rude, um, like uncalled for, right there is a huge turnoff. It's like, where'd that come from? Yeah, sorry. See ya. Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have the time for today. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask Christina for Ladies' Night or a topic that you guys would like to discuss. Don't be afraid to get one hold of us. All right.
Definitely. And maybe next
Try to make
time.
sure Christina's internet is working better.
She's good.
Yeah.
She's good. She let me know she's good.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
This was not planned. So
Oh,
yes,
okay.
hopefully she'll be able to join us next week.
Yes,
Okay.
I was very concerned myself and hopefully what's going on. But
Yeah, she's fine.
All right.
It's fine.
Okay.
ladies, you have a good night. Ladies
You
and
too.
gentlemen, you
Have a
guys
great
have a
Thanks
good
for
night.
joining tonight.
Me again.
Enjoy the show. Tell us how we did. Good night, everybody.
Yep. Bye.